Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out with trainer Dave Coldwell in Riyadh. Dave, I appreciate it. Obviously, it's very busy, hustle and bustle for the Crawford-Canelo press conference, Canelo-Crawford press conference. But did you get what you expected to see from that first press conference between the two of them?
Yeah, more or less. They're both supreme athletes that are so confident. So you can have that inner confidence rather than having to shout and speak loudly about it, trying to portray that they're confident. Both very respectful. Both achieved everything in the sport. So there's no real point scoring to be done. So kind of got do a little bit of toing and froing just on a basic sort of level. But yeah, I kind of got what I expected.
When it comes down to breaking down the fight, a lot of conversation has been about the size difference between the two of them. I just spoke to Bomack and said that's not our thing. And also as well that Canelo isn't at the peak of his powers, isn't as agile as he was, doesn't close down the ring as much as he does. Is that as full as the conversation is when it comes down to breaking this fight, or is there more to it?
There's more to it, but I agree with everything that he said there. Add to that Crawford style, IQ, good footwork, mobility, the fact that he can switch, he can be either southpaw or orthodox. I just think that he has a lot more strings to his bow. Let's not forget though that he's also getting old as well. It's Father Time can catch up on anybody at any time. He's getting old as well, but I just think with Canelo it's been quite visible. Where if you look at his fights, maybe since Jacobs, how he's become more methodical. So even that great trunk movement and head movement that he had is becoming very minimalistic, and it's more hands up, catching and blocking, and looking to load up on singles, maybe two shots. And I just think that I expect. Listen, if Canelo lands on Crawford, he's going to get hurt because he's been hurt before. He's not like we're not talking about somebody that's invincible and never shown any sort of chink. He can get hurt, but that's a lot of how he fights. He'll put himself in that danger. So I expect that if Canelo does land on him, it will hurt him. I just feel that because Canelo doesn't go through the gears and maintain, I think Crawford knows enough. He gets it with one big shot. He knows enough to take away the next, and just to give yourself time to clear and then go again. The problem is with that weight, that size, that sheer strength of Canelo, if he's catching him on his body and his arms and and slowing his leg down, gets in close, starts hitting him on the hip, he could it be the case that Crawford's boxing really well, winning on points. Then it gets down to rounds 8, 9. He starts feeling that weight, and then the last third of the fight, it's a struggle. Last quarter of the fight, it's a real struggle for him, maybe. So, that could happen. But
who would you back out the two of them to have the stronger chin? I think Canelo was only wobbled against Cotto's brother, and then Crawford has only been hurt by Kavalauskas. He said he admitted he took a knee, and then I think also was it Gambo who might have had Crawford hurt too. But out of the two of them, who would you back to have the better chin, and in the context of the weight that Crawford's coming up to?
I would say they both got great chins. Yes, like I've said, Crawford has been hurt. We have seen Canelo hurt against Cotto's brother, but he's been in with some beasts and really good fighters. And look at the shots he took off a Golovkin as well. Canelo's got a great chin.
I want to move on to a couple of other topics before I let you go. First of all, the big announcement has been that Itauma is taking on Dillian Whyte. Surprise from the boxing fraternity that Whyte took that fight. Why do you think he has?
Dillian backs himself against any man, and if the numbers are right, then he'll take the fight. And I think that's probably it. I think he's probably at a stage where if he fights some guy that you've never heard of, we've seen Dillian when he's fighting guys that he's got no real respect for. He doesn't come in the best sort of shape. He goes through emotions, and he ends up having a bit of a tough fight because he's not really up for it. With somebody like Itauma, he's going to be up for it, and he's going to be. He's going to have to be. He's certainly, if he's not physically at the best he can be, mentally he's going to be. Because he's in with a real threat, a real talent, and he's not going to want to get blasted out by a young pup like that.
Would it be a hard road back should he lose to Itauma?
100%. I mean, that's at this stage of a fighter's career. Then, it's a very, very hard road back. It's a hard road back right now, considering, you know, where he's been, where he's at right now, and how far he is away from fighting the top guys. So this is probably why he's fighting somebody like Moses Itauma. If he was to get beat, I can't see any sort of way back to the big fights. But then we've seen with people like Derek, some people just want to keep on fighting, and the boxer, you know, the level just below the top level sort of thing.
Joe Parker is taking on Derek Chisora again, is the reports.
Yeah, I saw that report. I didn't realise it was, like, whether it was true or not. Bit of a surprise. Just screams that Parker's, you know, he's had some great wins, and I feel for him that he's not getting a world title shot off the back of it, or a major fight. It's good for Derek, chance for him to try and get revenge. Tough fight, but that'll be Derek's 50th, won't it?
Yes.
All right, so that's Derek's last fight. So yeah, it's a chance for him to get a bit of revenge there, and you know, turn one back.
Ask you, obviously you're a man knowledgeable in the scene, you've had your ear to the ground. Have you heard anything at all about what Boxer's future might be with Sky Sports? I've seen that Sky Sports Boxing have been making content, putting out there, so I think they're showing kind of like, we're still here, we're going to do something, but we haven't heard any word as to what's next.
It's above my pay grade.
Is that I don't know, or I might know, but I can't say?
It's above my pay grade. That's it. I don't know anything. No, it's for fun. The people that make those decisions will make those decisions. It's got nothing to do with me. Obviously, I've worked with Sky for years. Like, I think it's about 8 years. Obviously, I had fighters on for decades on their shows. As long as Sky remain in boxing, then I'll be happy.
You think it's more of a terminator, I'll be back, as opposed to a goodbye?
It's above my pay grade. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
No one seems to know anything. It's just, obviously, of course, we all know that we need.
Do you know when it's a massive corporation like that?
Yeah.
Do you really think they're telling everybody down on ground level what they're going to do?
Boxing is a very close knit circuit.
Boxing might be, but the juggernauts that above Sky Sports is bigger than boxing, isn't it? That's just an arm of what they do, a finger of what they do. So it's above my pay grade.
So you think they stay in the game?
I don't know.
I
don't know. It's from I don't know. I'm hoping so, and I would like to think that the power that be at Sky know that when they get the product right, what a fantastic sport it is, and how well it's done for the channel. How many people stop you and talk to you about boxing? There's a demand out there, and I would like them to think, you know, a big up yours to people that they're not happy with and saying that they're out of the business and they're going to come back roaring. I would like to do that because we need boxing on as many channels we've got. You know, DAZN's absolutely smashing it. It's now Netflix with Riyadh season here with Canelo Crawford. You've got Channel 5 with Wasserman. You know, boxing needs as many channels as it can get, and Sky Sports is a juggernaut, and it's huge for the sport.
Absolutely, Dave. Much appreciated. Thanks for your take that, sir.